I'm Haley Sheldon.
My name is Holly Davis.
We're the Seeger twins, and we are 2 minutes apart.
Yes, Haley is...
Oh, I'm older.
Haley's the older twin. Growing up, she always liked to remind me of that. And people nowadays, they've told me, just wait when y'all turn 40. Wait for the 2 minutes that, if y'all are not together, and the 2 minutes that she's 40 before you, call her and be sure to remind her that she's 40 and I'm still 39. Did we have to go into all that?
Sonia Pruitt.
You're gonna make me do the age.
No.
I'm Valerie Harris, and we are 2 years and 9 months apart. She's the older one. Did you already say that?
Yes, I'm the older one.
I'm Kirsten Stutz. I'm 34, I think, and Angie McCluger's daughter is what we're better known as.
Yep.
So
I'm Allison Haycock. I'm 37, and Rachel is 39. No, yeah, 39. She'll be 40 next year.
Okay.
That's right. Okay,
sure.
39.
I'm Judy Throneberry, and I'm a charter member of Mayfair.
And I'm Diane Throneberry Lanza, and I also am a charter member. Actually, I came about 2 years afterwards, but I always tell people I was born on the pew. She's 4.5 years older.
You should be sure to get that
I
in.
had to clear that up.
Cherry Jones. I'm 11 months older than Terry.
Terry Mitchell. I'm the baby that my mom thought was the flu.
I'm Elizabeth Ogden, and I'm Allison England. We're sisters.
We are 2 years apart, 27 months.
Name is Elaine Gilfillan, and I'm the baby of the family.
My name is Carolyn Foote, and I'm the matriarch of the family.
My name is Linda Emerson, and I'm in the middle of the family.
I'm May Klauser Huff, and I'm the oldest, and Bethany is 4 years younger than me, and then Audrey is 7 years younger than me.
I'm Leah Igo.
I'm Abby Cobb.
And our age difference is 22 months.
Right at 2 years.
Who do you think's older?
And I was in high school, I was a sophomore, and our mother thought it was a good idea to allow her 2 daughters to go to France by themselves without her. And throughout the trip, Mom had said, you can pick one thing to bring back home. And we were there for 9 days. The day before, it was really the night before we left to come back home, and I hadn't found anything that kind of remember that trip by. I found this ring that I was really, really obsessed with, and I didn't have enough money to buy it. Well, Linnea was like, well, do you really love this ring? And I was like, yeah, I really do, but it's this much, I can't afford it. And you're like, it's okay, don't worry about me, I don't have any needs, I'll be fine. And Linnea was like, no, I can tell you love this ring. And so Linnea spends about like an hour and a half running around the market. Linnea's fluent in French, so she's running around the market like haggling with people like to give her cash. Always remember that, because in that moment I felt so genuinely loved by my sister. It wasn't about the ring, it was about that she saw that there was something that was important to me, and she was going to do what it would take to get it.
We were younger, Holly and I and our dad, and actually quite a few other dads who had 2 daughters went on camping trips. We did it a couple years, and it was the dads with double daughters, so everybody was a dad that had 2 girls. And so we did some camping trips and just had so much fun just spending the night out in the woods and painting flags and doing tie-dye t-shirts and just doing fun crafts just together.
Yeah, I agree. That was one of my fun memories too, spending time together. It was our first time really camping. I remember we had to borrow people's sleeping bags because we didn't have our own. But
would sit and play Monopoly in our den over the like card tables that we would get set out, and we would dole out all the money, and we would have these uber long Monopoly games. We would always have fun doing that.
We would always play outside in the backyard, and we had these huge rocks. Remember who they? We had names for some of them, and like one was hers and one was mine. Yeah. And we could spend like all Sunday afternoon playing on the rocks.
We were shipped off to my grandparents' house one summer. She had like old pizza and we complained that it was cold, and she was like, oh, I'll warm it up, and like stuck it on the dashboard like that was really gonna do anything, and we thought
we got tickled
that it was ridiculous and super silly. And so we were laughing and Pepsi came out my nose and
sprayed all over the back of the truck.
It was everywhere.
We shared a room for a really long time and had like 2 twin beds in our room, and for I think maybe 5 years, you can correct me, but for like a period of 5 years, every night before bed, we would play NSYNC in concert. And
Disney
we would,
Channel?
Yeah, Disney Channel. Mom taped it on VHS.
Yeah.
And that was like our nighttime routine, is stand up and sing to NSYNC.
Yeah, we wheeled a little TV that was like that
really
size.
little. And we would play it. So yeah, sometimes when I hear those songs, that's immediately what I think of.
Yeah,
like
we watched that over and
those
over
dance moves and everything. We had them down.
Our vacations together with our family. Mom and Dad took us on numerous summer vacations, and we had a lot of fun together.
Well, mine, not to get into too much detail, but I will if you'd like. Being the younger sister, I like to aggravate her a lot, and it's those things that we do remember. She doesn't really want to remember them, but it's hard to forget what I did to her, and she still loves me.
I do. People always thought we were twins, and Mom said she had twins the hard way, 11 months apart. Of course, we always dressed.
Oh, so they dressed us exactly alike. Yes.
Because she sewed everything, so she always made everything match.
But I remember, it hasn't been very many years, sweet Bonnie Roggendorf came up and talked to me about my twin sister. I said, Bonnie, we're not twins. She said, you are kidding me. I thought all this time y'all were twins. No. I guess because our names rhyme, we dressed alike. Tommy Jones, sweet Tommy Jones, here at church on Sunday night. He came up to me after church. Now, we were both unmarried. These were teenage years, I guess. And he said, I like to pick and sing on Sunday nights after church. Can I come to your house? You know, it was kind of like he was asking me out. He wasn't asking me out. He was asking to get to my house to meet my sister. That's what he wanted, was to meet my sister. And then they got married. That worked out for him.
Think of just the hours that we played with tiny things.
Yeah.
As little kids, we loved anything tiny, Polly Pocket, Dollhouse,
Barbies.
Anything miniature that you can find, we would probably still will
Probably
play with
still
it
do.
if we have time.
Yeah.
So
And I was thinking along those lines, we have also made homes everywhere.
so many homes.
Like so many homes. And like hideout homes, but like
like just like a
in our
rock.
bushes, we'll make a kitchen and a den and a bedroom and
Toilet.
a bathroom. And out behind the barns, we'll do the same thing. Build it in the woods. Doesn't really matter. Just you
Pretend
have homes
cook. Just
everywhere.
Homes everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know, they had a lot of life before I was born, and there was a lot of things that went on that before I was old enough to remember.
We all sing, so growing up, being the middle sister, we had a show at Madison Academy every year, and when May was a senior, I got to sing on stage with her, and then when I was a senior, I got to sing with Audrey, so that was a special memory because that was something that meant something to all of us.
She used to yodel, and so my dad would, like at any family function or like friend get together, he would want her to like get up on a table and yodel for everybody. So that's like one of my biggest memories of her as a kid. She wanted to run away from home, and she packed her suitcase. How old was she?
5.
About 5.
Not able to reach the deadbolt of the door.
Yeah, so she left her note and had her suitcase packed, and I don't know where we found her. I guess she was trying to get out of the deadbolt.
I couldn't get out.
A yearly tradition that we had of always sleeping in the same bed on Christmas Eve because no one wanted to be left out on who woke up first.
It was really a
to see what Santa
competitive
brought.
thing
Yeah.
on my part, like keep her in the bed.
Yes. So, and we did that every year until I got married, and then now my kids do it too.
She tries to act like she never gets in trouble. There was one time, okay, I know you remember this. I had a broken arm.
Yeah.
Okay. and we were in the kitchen. You and I got in a fight about something. I'm not quite sure what it was, but she kicked me on purpose on my cast, like in my broken arm.
I remember one time, we'd have to verify with our mom, but I remember we broke a vase or a lamp or something, and she got real upset and made us go upstairs. I remember being sent upstairs. We didn't get in trouble a whole lot when we were little, but...
Audrey never got in trouble, and I was always in trouble, so I decided that I wanted her to be in trouble one time, so I talked her into eating some candy after dinner, even though my mom said no. And I also ate the candy, but then I ate some green beans after to cover up the smell. And so we go in the den, and I tell on Audrey, and I'm like, I've masked mine, so we're good. And May came in and was like, I think I smell some Reese's on Bethany. And so I got in trouble, had to go to my room, and Audrey got to stay up and eat more candy. So.
I could smell chocolate from a mile away, so the green beans were not going to cover it up for me.
Well, that would involve our brother, who was a baby. He wasn't a baby at the time, he was a baby compared to us. But we were playing a game. I don't know what the point of the game was. We were throwing blocks up and down the staircase, and you can see where this is going. And he decided to join us, and he shattered the light fixture. So we went and ran and hid in the bathroom and locked the door so that he would get in trouble for it.
We were perfect. We didn't get in trouble.
I don't recall of a time we got in trouble.
Well, you went to college when I was in 2nd grade, so I don't exactly remember.
Hey, that's the missing sister. Yeah. We didn't get in trouble very much. We hid while she got in trouble, and that's for real. Yeah. Sorry, Rachel.
At church, at the old building on Bob Wallace, it was wooden floors upstairs, and it was on Sunday evening or Wednesday evening. The adults were meeting downstairs after church at a meeting, and they turned us loose upstairs, and being on a wooden floor, it made all kinds of noises downstairs, and my daddy, when they came up, my dad asked me if I was one of them, and I was honest. I told him I was, and when I got in the car, he said, well, you know you're going to get a spanking when you get home. So all I needed to do when I ran home, and I remembered the verse, reading that, go in your closet and pray, and the Lord will hear you. Well, I did. I ran into my closet, and I started praying. Now, whether Daddy came in and heard me, I know my Father in heaven heard me because I didn't get that spanking. But
we were in Kentucky, and this one we weren't in trouble by our parents. We were in trouble by our grandmother,
Mrs. Yoakley.
Mary Alice.
Anyone who knows her.
And it was raining really hard at their farm in Kentucky, and we thought it would be a really fun idea to go and play in that mud. And we were older than little kids. We were a little older.
For sure.
And we found old toilet seat covers, and we did mud and dirt sliding down the hills, and she made us stand.
I mean, we were
outside.
We were mud head to toe. Like, there was not any part of us not covered in mud. We thought it was funny.
We thought it was great. And
we came back proud, I think.
She immediately told us to stand in a line, and she sprayed us down with the hose before we could even begin to re-enter her home. We were in very big trouble that day. Don't think I've ever seen Mom quite that angry.
She got us. She got us good. We used to play the funny face game. We won't play for you right now. It would be terrifying. But all we would do is sit in the back seat of the car and just each try to make a face so ridiculous that the other would,
And you try not to laugh.
But we laughed every time. So I don't really know what kept us playing, except that I guess we kept laughing.
We've passed that one along to our kids, and they're pretty good at it
they
too.
are pretty good at it.
Oh no.
She won't.
I'm good.
The funniest thing that I was remembered, because I was the oldest, I was the one in charge of feeding the other babies sometimes, and that was quite an interesting event.
Especially Elaine.
For some reason, she tells everybody I spit food at her. I don't
She
remember.
did. I promise you, she did.
So, Abby's baby shower for Grace at Mayfair. We were in the fellowship hall, and we were sitting beside one another because I was recording the gifts that she bought.
For the thank you notes that I wrote every single one.
Writing the name, what they got. So she's opening and she tells me the name, I write it down, she said, I need a hand. And I said, with what? And she just kept opening and she said, I need a hand. And I said, so I'm like putting my stuff down, I'm like, okay, with what? And she said, I need a hand. And I said, with what? And she said, the card, it's from Anita Hand. And I was like, oh my stars. So we like erupted in laughter and I was looking around to make sure Anita wasn't anywhere close, but I thought, I don't want her to think I was.
It was a great gift.
It was.
Just a little miscommunication there.
She's really good at sewing and quilting and crocheting. She taught herself how to quilt, crochet, and knit, and will just, I guess, take on any kind of craft project and can study and figure out how to do it like that.
Valerie is always quick to see the good in a situation, always. She is a lot more positive than, I like to say that I'm a little positive, but she is definitely way more positive than I am about stuff.
Abby is like, she remembers everything. She sees things one time and she knows phone numbers. She knows when we were little, she knew car tags, which is really weird.
I still do.
She would like see a car and we'd be like, oh, that's so and so. She's like, nope, their number is APJ 485. And we're like, okay. Phone numbers, addresses, dates. I thought about this earlier. Family events when we go places. I'm like, oh, where was that? That's David. She's like, no, that's Ron. I'm like, how do you not know that? She remembers names and
I'll
who.
dial people's phone numbers instead of going to contacts. I will just type in their numbers.
Everybody knows she's a good teacher, so that's not necessarily hidden, but it's a good talent she's got. Like, my son Hudson was having trouble reading, and I tried and about lost my mind because I don't know how to teach. So I let her help him a couple times in the summer, and like I even learned. So that was amazing. As a 33-year-old woman, I learned English.
I actually think that her hidden talent is taking care of people behind the scenes maybe. I know she does a lot up front, but she's really good to go above and beyond behind the scenes.
If I had to really highlight one of the areas like that she is amazing at is it presents itself like in her calling of her job. Linnea is a geriatrician. She is the type of person who will just sit there and hold the hand of the person whose light has gone out of their eyes. She will sit there and like pray for them and sing hymns with them because that's what she did with our grandmother.
She's a baby whisperer. I'd say she can soothe any baby.
Well, and hers isn't hidden because she's just so creative. She can fix anything with her engineering.
I present to you the woman of all literal talents in the world. She's like, decides one day, I'll just like fix someone's hair for like a dance or something. And then she's done, I don't know, weddings. She did my wedding hair. She just fixes hair like a professional. She's like, oh, this is a paintbrush. I guess I'll paint something. And it's like this watercolor masterpiece. They're hanging in our home. She's like, I think I'll bake some bread. And it's like, you can't even buy it anywhere, this homemade sourdough creation.
It's very sweet of you.
So many hidden talents. She can do anything she tries to do.
Well, my sisters are very much involved in quilting, as am I. We've learned to get along with each other. I mean, that was good.
Sewing?
Sewing, yes. Yes, that's one of our habits, or whatever you want to call it.
Hobbies?
Hobbies, yes.
We all sing. I said that earlier. And then I bake. I sell cakes and cookies, and Audrey does flowers and art, and May decorates and has a booth, and I don't know. We all have similar talents, but we all kind of specialize in a different spot, so that's fun to kind of help each other through that.
Medora is the kind of person that walks into a room and it's like just the sun just like, exploded because she's beautiful on the outside and in, and she has this energy that I think she brings, this joy that she brings, and she's been that way since she was little. Like, she's an amazing dancer, like not just like ballet, or choreograph stuff, but like, you know, put her on a dance floor, like she is an amazing dancer. And like she's the one like pulling me, you know, like, or pushing, you know, you've got to go out there or whatever. So
I say that Leah's is she can turn any mess into a masterpiece. If we don't have a table centerpiece, or if we don't know how to fix a recipe that we burned, she can move something around and all of a sudden there's a centerpiece and hors d'oeuvres for the party. I think now it's been, I mean, just getting older, being married, having kids, it's harder for us to spend time together. Like Haley said before, I think growing up, we were always together. We were in the same grade, same age, had the same birthday. We had all the same interests, did all the same things together. So, I mean, we were college roommates, so we just had a lot of time together. And now I think some of the time that we spend together really just revolves around our kids. And so I think it's been different as we've gotten older.
One of the great things is that we're best friends, and that we can stay connected pretty much all the time.
I probably wasn't the best big sister. I bossed around a lot, and she was younger than me. So like we were talking a minute ago about, I would always say like, let's do this, and she would just go along with it, and then I'd change my mind and be like, nah, I don't want to do that. And like, I just made her do a lot of things.
I think the best way to describe it is just that it's grown with us.
Yeah.
As you know, our relationship has changed with the phases of life that we've both been in.
We talk about the scriptures and living the way we're supposed to live, and sometimes she explains to me some questions I may have.
We both work in children's ministry, so every Sunday morning, every Wednesday night, we touch base. So we don't have, I wouldn't say that we text that much. We'll text pictures and stuff and we'll check in, but we talk on Sunday mornings and Wednesday nights.
Talk 8 times a day.
Every hour. I don't know. Often. We talk a lot.
Kind of don't stop talking really as the day goes on.
Yeah, we talk a lot.
Like draw on each other's wisdom for spiritual guidance more than we ever did when we were younger. But also we're totally the same. Like not
in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways, and not as mature as we may come across. And sometimes it's really weird to think that we have 4 children and have like real people jobs because of how we feel.
Well, right now they're living together, so I don't think they could be any more connected. So, and I live within walking distance from her, so we talk or see each other pretty much on a daily basis. I mean, they do for sure, but
so relationship now, I mean, Linnea and I are best friends. We're not twins, but people always mistake us for twins, and honestly, our brains work kind of like twins. So now I would say, like, how is it different? We always said when we were growing up, Mom, Dad, don't worry, we're fighting now, but the more we fight when we're younger, the better friends we'll be when we're older. And that's definitely true to this day.
When we were younger, there was very much like an older sibling, younger sister dynamic, or, you know, older sister, younger sister dynamic. And I think Medora, she's told me this, so I'm not just saying this. She looked up to me a lot growing up. And so as I have to not get emotional saying this, so as we've gotten older, she has become someone I look up to in so many ways.
Because I look to her for everything. She's done everything before me, the marriage, the kids.
Growing up was probably that way, but now it's more of like a friend, like a true friendship, because we go through those things together, and when I'm not the strong one, she is the strong one, and when she needs something, like, you know, she's and most of the time it's you, but sometimes I can hold it together too, and like, it's just when one of us is struggling, the other one is not, and so it's
funny how that works.
Perfect. Yeah.
Enjoy it even when it's difficult to enjoy. You know, share with each other and stay close.
And stay as connected as you can with each other, because you never know when you're going to need to lean on each other. I totally agree with that.
Keep close.
Yeah, embrace the differences instead of fight through the differences.
Don't let time go by that you don't connect with your sisters.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't have much negative stuff to say, but everybody has their trials, and I don't know. That's definitely, our parents did a good job of making sure we were close when we were younger, and that just, then we put in the work to keep it going.
This may go without saying, but it's like treasure every moment, you know. If there's, you know, animosity or, you know, conflict that rises between you, especially if you're blessed like we are to both be Christians, you know, just forgive each other and
let it go. Let it go, you know.
But just know what you've got, because God really blessed us with each other, and He gave us each other for so many different reasons, and through our whole lives it's been just that relationship that's always been there. So
He knew what was going to happen even before we did, and the highest highs and the lowest lows, she's there.
Yeah.
She's always there.